Welcome back, everyone, and I'm here again with SBR contributor Jeff Grant, and today he's going to give us his top NCAA football odds to win the national title. How you doing today, man?
Doing great, Dak. Of course, we covered the two games in the inaugural college football playoff. I recommended Alabama and Florida State advancing, so that's really going to tell you what I'm going to suggest in terms of the overall picture and future odds.
All right, let's start by talking about the Crimson Tide. Now, Bama comes into this one as the top favorite at PinnacleSports.com with a plus 104 money line. Now, I can only assume that they're such favorites due to their talent on both sides of the ball, right, Jeff?
All these top 5 recruiting classes are paying dividends for Nick Saban. Of course, he's been there for, I believe, 7 years, has won 3 BCS championships. This is a different format for Alabama, but they're the best team to advance and ultimately win the prize because these teams are playing more football, and it's very important going forward, as long as these playoffs are intact, is the fact that depth, how deep your team is really important, and there's no deeper team than the Crimson Tide.
Now the next team in line are the Oregon Ducks, and they come in as plus 159 money line favorites to win the national title. But Jeff, could it be the year that they finally break through and win it all, man?
I think it's very interesting. I'll just say this, that Oregon is at such a short price. It's very similar to Alabama. So that kind of tells me something that maybe the odds makers expect Oregon to advance past Florida State in a much easier fashion than Alabama against Ohio State, even though Alabama's a bigger favorite over Ohio State in that game. So that kind of tells me that they think Oregon has a chance of reaching that championship game. So definitely keep that in consideration. But I'm just not interested in backing a team that hasn't done it. Oregon, yes, they've had talent for years on end. Of course, Chip Kelly moving to the NFL, no real drop-off, and it always helps to have Marcus Mariota, who's a recruit of Chip Kelly. So, yes, they're a dangerous team, but I simply can't back them at that short of a price.
All right, now the next one in line is the Ohio State Buckeyes, who come in at plus 865 on the money line. Now, it seems like it's going to be tough and almost impossible challenge for head coach Urban Meyer, due to actually losing his top 2 signal callers due to season-ending injuries. But in your opinion, man, do you think that he can continue to work out his magic and win the national title despite the low probabilities that sportsbook give him?
He's definitely my coach of the year. It's been amazing. I watched his press conferences from the beginning of the season to the end. And when that Braxton Miller injury hit the waiver wire, as they say, or the wire of injuries, he basically came out and he wasn't very excited about the season. But I think he knew he had something in J.T. Barrett, of course, setting the Big Ten single season record for total touchdowns accounted for, but now he's going with his number 3 signal caller. He has a few extra weeks to get him prepared, but I'm just not sure he's going to be prepared enough to face the best team in the country, Alabama, who I think is going to send them out of the playoffs. So I can't recommend backing Ohio State.
All right, and then lastly, we have the Florida State Seminoles with a plus 925 money line as per PinnacleSports.com to win the national title. And hey, I think it was just yesterday they were talking about the Seminoles' 29-game winning streak. So tell us, man, is that stat enough for us to actually back them to win the national title?
I think so. They continue to win. So odds makers don't just give out free money, but I think it's advantageous to throw $100 on them if you like, if you're a $100 bettor, just for the fact that you can root on a team that nobody's really rooting for because everybody's thinking that the next game is going to be the next loss due to all the off-field distractions of Jameis Winston. So, yes, there's always value in playing a champion, and I'm very, very impressed that Florida State actually reached the 14 playoff given all the adversity it faced. And, of course, Ohio State's the other sleeper in this journey. So, yes, I think Florida State has more value than the Buckeyes. So I recommend throwing a little something on them.
All right, so your main picks are going to be Bama and the Seminoles, right?
My main pick's going to be Bama and the Seminoles. Bama, of course, to win the title, but you have to do that because Alabama, of course, is playing Ohio State. I expect them to advance, and there's always the price of Florida State. I believe they're 8.5, 9-point underdog in the Rose Bowl against Oregon, but I think the price of plus 925 is very good value given the fact that I think the Seminoles can give the Ducks a run for the money. That's where the value lies.
All right, good stuff, Jeff. Thanks a lot, man. We'll talk some more college football next week.
Thank you.
All right, man. Take care. And for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.
The SBR network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.